Okay, so here is our Shotgrid project, and what we're first going to do is create a new shot. We'll also set the cut in, cut out values for this shot. Now that we've created shot 9, we're going to go into shot 9 and link the assets that we want to be included in this shot. So we already have these assets rigged and uploaded to Shotgrid. So we have two characters, Thimble and Fox. We also have an environment object that is this table. These are all the assets for our scene. So now that we've set up our shot and linked our assets, it's time to now be the layout artist and lay out the scene. So I'm going to launch Maya from Shotgrid Desktop. And now I'm going to open the Shot Manager. Now here we are fetching all the data from Shotgrid. We're going to do this every time we open Shot Manager for the first time so that we have access to all the published files. So now we have Shot Manager. We're going to select Shot 9, which we're going to work on as the layout artist. Then we select the layout task. And what's cool is here in the shot contents, we can see everything that exists in this shot in Shotgrid. So we can see the characters that we need. We can see what version of the rigging file it's going to import, version of Thimble, and also the environment. We also have shot information in here, like the description and the cut in, cut out values. So here we have everything we need, and now it's time to assemble so we can start our layout task. Okay, so now here's our scene, and we have the two characters that we wanted to include and the table environment. So now as the layout artist, I'm going to position these characters where they should be in the scene. I'm going to put the Thimble up there on the table, and the Fox is going to go on the box here. All right, there we go. So now we have our Thimble and our Fox positioned correctly where we want them. And so next, as the layout artist, I'm going to animate a camera. For the purposes of the demo, I have a pre-animated camera. I'm just going to import into the scene. So now we have this new camera, and I'll show you what it looks like. So on this new camera, it just does a simple twist to pan around the scene. And now I have animated my camera and set my characters in the right position. It's time for me to send my layout to be reviewed by my supervisor. So what this is doing is it's creating a Maya play blast, and then it's automatically uploading it to Shotgrid for the correct shot and task that I'm working on. So we're going to the layout task, and now we can see in the versions tab, we can see this play blast. It takes a couple minutes for the preview of this play blast to show up. Okay, so here we can see the preview in Shotgrid of our animated camera. So now our supervisor can see the camera we animated and where we placed our characters in the scene. Now that our supervisor has approved our play blast, it's time for us to publish our layout scene. So we go to this Publish tab, and here we can publish directly onto Shotgrid. So now when we go to the Publishes tab on the Layout task, we can see our publishes. Now we don't publish the environment because that is published on a different task, and the Layout task is focused on the position of the characters and the animation of the camera. You can also see we have these upstream published files pointing to the original rigs of the two characters. So now I am going to be the animation artist, the animator. So now I'm launching Maya from Shotgrid Desktop. And I'm going to open the Shot Manager. Again, we're going to fetch the latest from Shotgrid now. Then I'm going to select Shot 9 again and choose the animation task. So now what you'll see is we see new information in the shot contents. We see the layout positions of the thimble and the fox have been published. We can see that camera that was created by the layout artist. We also have the other information like the original rigs and characters and environment. But this is all the latest from Shotgrid that we got from our layout artist. And then in the shot information side, we have the same cut in, cut out, description, and the other shot information. So now let's assemble. And here you'll see we have our scene with references to all the files. The fox and thimble are in their correct locations based off of the layout artist. And we also have our camera. So for the purposes of this demo, I'm going to import animations for the two characters so you don't have to watch me animate. So first I'll import the thimble animation. And now I'll import the fox animation. Okay, so now our characters are animated. We'll switch the camera and I'll show you the animations that the characters have. Okay, now let's say I'm done with my animation task. And now it's time for me to submit it for my supervisor to review. Once again, I'm going to go to the Review tab and Send to Review to automatically upload it to Shotgrid. So now I'm going to go to the animation task on Shot 9. And here on the Versions tab, you'll see our new Play Blast. Okay, and our new Play Blast is ready. So now our supervisor will be able to see our animations. Let's say they approve, and now it's time for us to publish our work. Go to the Publish tab and hit Publish. And then here on Shotgrid on the Publishes tab, we will see our two characters animations in FBX format and the camera as well. And we're all ready to pass things off to the lighting artist to open the scene in Unreal.
Before passing things off to lighting, let's say some more work has been done on this shot and some changes have been made in layout and animation. And now I'm still the animation artist and I just want to continue working based on these changes. So let's say I already had the scene in progress here. So I'm just going to load that work file that I have. And now in my work file, I can see that my scene is out of date. So in the shot sync tab, it shows me what is in my scene, the current version, and if there's any action that needs to be taken to update it to match what is in Shotgrid. So for example, the fox has now been removed from this shot, so I don't need to have it in my scene anymore. And there's a new version of the thimble animation, and the camera has been added and that I didn't have in my scene before. So I can just do a quick sync here and it's going to apply all those changes to my shot. So I can see the fox has been removed, the camera has been added, And if I look at my thimble, I can see that the animation has been updated to version 6. So all the changes have been made and I can now continue working on my shot. If I go back to check in the same tab, now everything is up to date and there's no actions to take. So my scene is now up to date with what's in Shotgrid and I can just continue working. So now I'll go pass it off to lighting. Hello, so I'm the lighting artist and I'm going to be opening Unreal to do the lighting for this shot. Shot 9. So opening the project. So in Unreal, I'm going to go to our menu here and click on the shot manager. And that's going to grab all the data from Shotgrid that we need. And now I'm going to browse for the shot that I'm working on. So that's going to be number 90. And my task is lighting. So here I can see everything that's going to be imported into my scene. So I have the animations from the animation department that were just created, as well as the camera from layout. And for the characters, I have the thimble, the fox, and the table. And here, since I'm importing it to Unreal, they're being imported as FBX files rather than Maya files, which were being imported into Maya. And then here I have the shot information, and I'm going to go ahead and assemble this shot in Unreal. And what this is going to do is it's going to import all the relevant files for the characters and the animation. I already have a few of them imported just for the sake of time. So it's importing the fox currently. I already have the thimble and table loaded. When loading the table, what it does is it imports the FBX and then also creates a UMAP containing that file, and so that the environment is a UMAP in Unreal. It could also be an existing UMAP as well, or the UMAP can be edited and then it will still find the same one later on. So it's imported everything, and then it creates a level sequence containing everything that got imported, as you can see here. So it has the camera, visibility track for the level, for the table, the animations, and the camera animation. So I can see it here. And what I'm going to do, since I'm working on the lighting, is I'm going to add a directional light into my scene to brighten things up a bit. And okay, so let's say I like how that looks. So now I'm gonna, I guess I'll first play it in Unreal. You can see all the animation is there, everything looks good. So now I'm gonna go back to my shot manager window and I'm gonna submit this to review, which is going to open the movie render queue and render out my shot and then upload it to Shotgrid so that it can be reviewed. And now if I go to Shotgrid here and navigate to the versions for this shot, you can see that the movie has been added here, and I'll just wait a moment for it to finish uploading and so it can show the preview. All right, so now that it's finished uploading, we can click on it here and take a look at what got submitted. Nice, so now my work is ready to be reviewed. But let's say in the meantime, while my work is being reviewed, modifications have been made, for example, in the animation step, or just other decisions have been taken and the shot is now a bit different than it was before, I'm gonna just go back to Unreal, go back to my lighting task, open the shot I was working on again, and now I can take a look in the shot sync tab to see what's currently in my scene. So here are the table, thimble, fox, some animation in the camera, and what action I need to take in order to update my scene to match what is in Shotgrid. So for example, now somebody has decided the fox is no longer going to be in this shot, so I need to remove the fox from the shot, and also a new version of the thimble animation has been published, so we need to update to the latest version from the version that's currently in my scene. So in order to do this, so I can examine here what is going to be different, and then I just need to click the sync button, and that's going to automatically do all those updates for me. So you can see the fox, he's now gone. The thimble is still there and animated. And if I go check out the version of the animation, now it's version 6 in the source file here. And if I go back to Shot Manager, I can see in the ShotSync tab now that everything's up to date. I can see the new version, the fox is gone, and so I'm ready to continue working on my shot and change anything if I need to.